You are hardwired to discover God. Come sit around the campfire for this incredible tale. It's all about you on this journey in life. We were never taught this in school, yet all the great masters talked about this. The signposts of God are all around, yet we don't have the eyes to see. This book will talk about the present-day people who are discussing how we are directly hardwired to find God. It will also go into the scriptures where the evidence is provided where to find the kingdom of heaven. All the major religions are talking about the same thing. They just have a different way expressing it for the particular time and culture. Yet the essence is the same. I believe that today, we as humanity is at a major turning point in our evolution. With the advent of the internet almost 30 years ago, we are at a forefront of really communicating and understanding each other. We are a global village, yet we see the chaos in the world and think there's no hope left in this world. The sun is rising in the horizon. Darkness has nowhere to hide. We're seeing this in all areas of life. Darkness is being exposed. Look at the news today, and you will see it in every area of life. A scandal has been exposed. I see great hope in humanity. Granted, it will take a while. Remember, this is a journey. What would a journey be without having a grand adventure? We are on the journey of going from darkness to light. In a million years, we'll see how far we have gone. Yet each decade going forward, we will witness the consciousness of man's going towards the light. Humanity takes 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards. That's how we grow. From an individual to a nation to the world, we learn by taking baby steps. We learn from our mistakes. This is how we grow. I hope this book will help you on this journey. It has a different point of view, yet millions of people are waking up from their slumber. It doesn't matter what religion or non-religion you believe in. Each one of us has our own unique way to discover our true nature. I believe that it's by your will alone that you take your steps to understand your true nature. The following poem reflects my viewpoint. It's been there all the time. What are you talking about? What's been there all the time? You are the universe. You just don't know it. There are about 7 octillion atoms in your body. All our atoms are billions of years old. At the deepest level, you are the universe in human form. Wow, isn't that incredible? On top of that, you are hardwired to discover your true nature. The signpost of God all around you and inside of you. Yet, we are talking on our phone while driving down the freeway of life. The greatest miracle of life is keeping you alive. You are magnificent. Every single cell of your body is custom designed by God. You are infinite. Your body will someday die, yet your true essence will go on forever. You have the opportunity to discover your true nature. Behind your breath lies the answer. What is keeping you alive? All the great masters have said to be aware of the essence of your breath. Behind your breath lies your true nature. Infinite kindness, love, and compassion. This is the water that will put out the bonfires of anger and hatred upon this land. The sun is appearing on the horizon. Mankind is waking up from its slumber. We are going from darkness to light. Darkness has nowhere to hide. Discover your true nature. It's been there all the time. Ponder this over. It's been there all the time. The greatest game is being played right between your eyes.
When I was young and in India, I heard this incredible poem. There's a palace in the sky without any foundation. A blind man sees a light more beautiful than a million suns. A deaf man listens to the unstruck music. A lame man climbs the ladder and drinks the nectar and gets totally intoxicated. The poem goes on and on. The final clincher is the following. Only a wise man understands what I'm talking about. These aren't just some pretty words. The entire universe exists inside of your heart.
We are all custom designed by God. Yesterday, I heard an interesting interview with Bruce Lipton. He is a scientist and has a fascinating story to tell. He wasn't interested in God, religion, or anything spiritual. His passion was science and biology. He was studying the structure of cells. One day, he discovered that our cells have antennas embedded on the surface of the cells. We have trillions of cells, and each cell had this antenna. He thought to himself, mind you, I'm paraphrasing what he said. He asked himself, what are these antennas for? For what purpose do we have for them? In the real world, he thought of a TV set. You have an antenna which receives signals from a broadcast. You can change the channel and a different TV program will appear on the screen. At this point, it gets extremely interesting. Somehow, he has an epiphany that our awareness and consciousness is being broadcast from God or the quantum field. Each one of us has unique signatures. He realized that the body will die, yet our essence is always the same. We can never die. Our essence is eternal. To his amazement, he discovered that God exists inside of us. The treasures exist inside. We are hardwired to discover the universe within. Imagine all this took place within 5 minutes. From that point on, his goal was to discover his true nature. The clues are there in plain sight. Bruce then, as a scientist, began to use the lab within to discover his true nature. In the interview, Bruce said that some Jesuits said that Give me a child for 7 years, and I will tell you how the child will grow up. The first 7 years, a child will pick up the good, bad, and ugly. A child's brain is theta, which everything external gets sucked in from 0 to 7 years old. This goes directly into our subconscious. Now, imagine that we live our lives 98% of the time from our subconscious. Our subconscious drives our life. This means that our lives are being driven from our early childhood. While pursuing ourselves and discovering our true nature, we live most of our lives driven by our subconscious. We react like leaves blowing in the wind. Our body is so entwined with our subconscious that we react automatically without being aware. Imagine our subconscious is like a hard drive. It has tons of data stored from the ages of 0 to 7. When an event occurs, the subconscious will go instantly to the hard drive and it knows how to react. Notice, we are oblivious to what's going on. This is mankind to a T. We have been fighting for so long. The world is on fire. People flame each other on Facebook. We have a president who tweets whatever comes to his mind. Humanity is on the verge of a major breakthrough. The signs that we were built to discover are all around us. We have all the instruments inside of us to discover our true nature. We are about to go from me to we, which is the title of this book. Imagine every single person on earth is hardwired to discover we all came from the same place. We are all family, regardless of race, color, or creed. Our true nature is kindness. Our true nature is love and compassion. We are all a spark of the divine. We are the universe. We just don't know it. These are exciting times. You hold a piece of the puzzle of life inside of you. You can change and discover your true nature. Millions of people are waking up. Recently, science and religion are really talking about the same thing. Discoveries that Bruce saw are major scientific breakthroughs for all of us. Bruce saw in a flash of light that we are being broadcasted from the quantum field. We have our name that God knows and the universe knows. Every human life is special. With our free choice and free will, we can, moment by moment, be on a conscious journey to discover our true essence. Ponder this over. Let's continue how a human being is hardwired to find God. Many scientists think that a part of our DNA is multidimensional and quantum. We contain the blueprint of God inside of us. From this blueprint, a human being is created. We are created in the image of God. When I was young, I loved to study the great wisdom from India. I still do. The Indians have a theory that everything we do and say is recorded into an energy frequency. This energy frequency can be read in some part of time in the future. There are people who will fine-tune themselves to be able to read the Akashic records from another person. Now recently, many people think that in our DNA, we have a multi-dimensional DNA which contains the blueprint of God. Now imagine in this blueprint contains the entire essence of the universe and the essence of your soul's journey in the universe. You are eternal. You can never die. Your body will. Many people are discovering this concept and learning how to mine the cosmic record for themselves. Can you imagine how incredible that would be? It means that you could stop any diseases coming your way. You would be in tune with God and listen to the wisdom that lies within. You could bring back all the positive attributes you have learned on your magnificent journeys in life. A person could tap into the future and bring back wisdom such as inventions that would help our fellow man. From that state, it would be easy to go from me to we. If we could consciously tap into the oneness and blueprint of the universe. As you can see, the car is sitting in the garage gathering dust. The car is meant to be driven on the freeway of life. Moment by moment, we can drive our car and gather a greater understanding of why we are alive. We spend most of our lives in a survival mode. We spend most of our times living by our habits and subconscious. Imagine we're literally hardwired to discover our true essence. Yet, so many humans are oblivious to this fact. You see, we have free will and free choice. The entire universe lives by this law. At times I think, well, maybe human beings shouldn't have free choice and we would come into this world and never forget our true nature. Peace would always prevail on earth. Anger and war would not exist. Heaven would be on earth. Yet, life is a grand adventure. We come into this world to discover our true nature and to help transform this world from darkness to light. It's a cosmic game. This isn't the first time this game has been played. For time immemorial, this game has been played through the universe and countless other universes. The entire universe is watching us and cheering for us. They are rooting us on. We have incredible coaches that help and assist us. Yet, they can't take a single step for us. You see, each of us has to play the game without any steps taken by another being. These are exciting times. We as humanity is going from me to we for thousands of years because of thinking. It's all about me. We have fought countless wars. We're living in an era where this is changing right before our eyes. Ponder this over. You are hardwired to discover God. You contain within your DNA the blueprint of God. For over 5,000 years, the Indians have discovered flower petal-shaped vortexes of energy lying across 7 different areas on our spinal column. These chakras are definitely directly connected to the endocrine system of glands. These chakras are responsible for distributing energy through the body. When there is a blockage, disease will occur. In our next chapter, we will talk about the Chinese discoverer of meridians. I won't go through the specifics of each chakra. Here's a general overview of each one. The following information came from color-meanings.com. The root chakra. The Sanskrit word for this chakra is Muladhara chakra. Mul means root. The chakra colors associated with the root chakra is red. The root chakra defines our relationships to Earth. It impacts our vitality, passion, and survival instincts. The red chakra colors are also indicative of our need for logic and order, physical strength, and sexuality, as well as the fight or flight response when faced with danger. The sense of smell in the human body is connected to the root chakra. The gland to which the root chakra is affected is the gonads. The sacred chakra. The chakra colors associated with the sacral chakra is orange. This chakra relates to the water element in the human body. The chakra colors are orange, which impacts sexuality, reproductive function, joy, desire, and even creativity, compassion for others. The sense of taste is associated with the sacral chakra. Glands and organs impacted by this chakra include the lymphatic system, female reproductive organs, large intestine, pelvis, and bladder. The solar plexus chakra. The Sanskrit words for this chakra is Manipura chakra, which literally translates to city of jewels. Thus, the solar plexus chakra is the personal power chakra that is responsible for one's personal and professional success. The chakra colors, yellow, of this energy vortexes are associated with fire, energy, change, etc. This element of fire, when balanced and harmonious, allows one to feel more confident, cheerful, and energetic, along with the right amount of respect for self and others. Our sense of sight is associated with the solar plexus chakra. The glands or organs associated with the solar plexus chakra are the adrenal glands. The heart chakra. Anahata chakra, or the heart chakra, is associated with the chakra colors green. This chakra influences our relationships and has the air element. A weak heart chakra is responsible for sabotaging the relationships through distress, anger, and envy, etc. The sense of touch is impacted by the heart chakra, and the glands connected to it are the thymus and lymph. The throat chakra. The Vishuddha chakra refers to our true voice. As the name suggests, the throat chakra, with its chakra colors blue, is associated with the ability to communicate, listen, etc. The glands to which the throat chakra is attached are the esophagus, ears, throat, thyroid, jaws, teeth, and neck vertebrae. The etheric element of the throat chakra, when balanced, allows an individual to have pleasant voice, artistic abilities, expressive ways, and also ability to be in a higher place spiritually. The individuals with a balanced throat chakra are able to meditate well and use their energy efficiently and artistically. The third eye chakra, the Anja chakra, literally translates to center of knowing or monitoring. This chakra is associated with the chakra colors indigo and is connected to the pineal or pituitary gland. Those with a well-balanced brow chakra can have telepathic abilities, charismatic personality, and they often do not have any fear of death. The element of electricity or telepathy, along with the chakra colors of indigo, are associated with our sense of thought. The crown chakra. This chakra is known as Sahasrara chakra in Sanskrit and is associated with the chakra colors of violet or purple. The crown chakra is associated with the pituitary gland. nervous system and the brain and head region with its elements of light. In its balanced state, this chakra can render individuals the ability to perform miracles, transcend the laws of nature, and have a heightened awareness of death and immortality. Now, according to the great masters and mystics, the journey begins at the base of the spine. There lies the Ida and the Pingala nerve. Imagine a column called the Sushumna, which is not physical, which goes from the bottom of the spine. Here's a definition of the Sushumna from Wikipedia. Sushumna, very gracious, kind, runs along the spinal cord in the center through the 7 chakras. Under the correct conditions, the energy of Kundalini is said to uncoil and enter Sushumna through the Brahma Dwara or Gate of Brahma at the base of the spine. The Shiva Chamanta Treaty on Yoga states, for example, that out of 350,000 nadis, 14 are particularly important, and among them, the 3 just mentioned are the 3 most vital. It seems to me that God hardwired each individual human being, to help discover his true nature. The journey begins at the base of the root chakra. Here, the consciousness of me, and me reside. The human being is existing in a state of survival mode. The goal in life is to master each chakra and ultimately arrive at the crown chakra and enter its doors. At this state, one will realize that I am the universe. We are all one. This is our true state of existence. We are all one huge, gigantic family. Each one is responsible for discovering our true nature. The world would be in a better place if we all did this. Ponder this over. So you think that you are hardwired to find God? Maybe in time. Maybe it's time to use your inner key to start the engine.
The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. The name is the mother of 10,000 things. Ever desireless, one can see the mystery. Ever desiring, one can see the manifestations. These two spring from the same source, but differ in name. This appears as darkness, darkness within darkness, the gate to all mystery.
David, the dragon. Hi, I'm David, the dragon. I'm best of friends with Little Ricky. You read about me in the story. I'm over 5,000 years old. I'm still young at heart. You see, I take care of myself. Where I come from, the British Isles, the dragons really didn't have any common sense. You could say common sense is uncommon. Where I come from, the dragons didn't exercise or eat good food. They partied all throughout the night. To be frank, they didn't have a clue about universal laws. They were only interested in acquiring stolen treasure and fighting. Boy, what kind of existence is that? When we flew from the west to the east, our entire lifestyle changed for the better. We started to take a look at how to make a better life for the dragons. As you see, only young dragons came with us. The rest were stuck in their old ways. Quite frankly, they had no desire to change. They liked misery. Well, we decided to have a grand adventure. We learned how to meditate in Zoran, and the rest is history. We learned very young that life is an external and internal adventure. Bet you nobody told you that. We came to a point where we could see energy all around us and in us, that there was a block over time. Disease would take place. You see, in the bodies of humans and dragons lie a vast number of rivers and streams. In a healthy body, these rivers and streams are flowing properly. But the more ones have a life out of balance, these rivers and streams get clogged up and don't flow properly. The water over time becomes stagnant and mosquitoes can fester. This is where disease manifests. Here's an example of anger. When a person is always angry, this blocks the rivers and streams inside the body. Over time, the body becomes angry and can fight against itself. You call this cancer. Cancer is angry cells. We discovered a long time ago that by using needles at a certain point on the body, we can begin to block the rivers and streams. Yet the acupuncturist can help to unblock these dams. Yet it's up to you to change, modify, and learn how to be healthy. In the West, you go to a doctor and take the medicine. Your symptoms go away. Your drugs have side effects. The patient takes no responsibility. No wonder your system is messed up. A wise person begins to listen to them and change accordingly. This person realizes that proper rest is the key. In the West, sleep and rest is sort of a nuisance. They don't have the understanding of how important it is. In order for the body to heal and repair, it needs rest. Period. We live such a fast pace, we have forgotten why we need sleep and rest in the first place. The acupuncture during this time had an easy job. He knew how to break the dam and let the waters flow properly. He might give some healing herbs to the child. The child understood completely that the acupuncturist could only assist so far in the process. She knew that it was up to her to follow through and live day by day the natural laws of life. You see, their culture was understanding and practicing every moment these natural laws. Unfortunately, in our world, today's man has lost touch with his true nature. Consequently, disease is quite common. Our herbs that are given out are organic and have no side effects. They're extremely beneficial in helping the body to balance. Your Western medicine has extreme side effects and can cause death. Listen to the commercials today. You will hear a lovely voice telling all the side effects that drugs have. They are concerned to make a profit. That is the bottom line. No, kids, listen to this story. Only your generation can change this wacky system. You can look at different and natural ways. You can see chemicals are the least effective ways for healing. Their scientists know about energy, but at the present moment, only a few doctors are researching about the power of energy. This is where acupuncture comes in. In the future, there will be myriads of different discoveries and inventions. The more a society becomes more aware, the more the discoveries can occur. You see, only in an open society can change occur for the better. These new discoveries can be used for good or they can be a complete disaster. The nuclear bomb is a prime example. The genie got loose, and now the world is trying to find out how to rein in the genie. You see, your world has a lot to learn. Imagine most of the world is looking externally, but the jewel lies within. You need a balance between the external and internal. Millions of people are waking up to this fact. At a certain point in time, when humanity truly understands this, your inventions will be so-called a miracle in life. In fact, they aren't miracles in life, but your understanding is at a different level. Your cell phone would be considered a gift from God 500 years ago. I bet each one of you kids knows how to operate one. You have no problems with that. In the same way, the more you understand the laws of the universe, more incredible inventions will come your way. Nature wants to give her incredible gifts, but you have to be in sync to receive them. Anger, war, and greed will never be the way to discover these gifts. For thousands of years, war is not the answer. It has never solved anything and never will. Only the kids can truly change for the better. Hopefully, you will listen to this story and remember your generation can change for the better. The seeds have been planted many millions of years ago. You can be the fruit that can change this world. Remember, you are never alone. Someday you will realize this. You will see that all of humanity and the dragons are in the same boat together. You are the universe. You just don't know it.
When I lived in Miami Beach, I read an article in Omni magazine about the Monroe Institute. Robert Monroe was a radio engineer in the late 50s. One day, he was sleeping, he felt himself drifting outside of his body. He thought he was dying. He had this experience recurring every month or so. Finally, he went to the doctor. He was concerned that he was going crazy or he had some major illness. Robert told the doctor what was happening, and the doctor told him that maybe he was having an out-of-body experience. He recommended some books to read on the subject. Robert Monroe learned that his experiences were about the same as his. Maybe he wasn't so crazy after all. The experience kept on coming. Being a radio engineer, he thought, can I produce this experience by using sound waves? After years of research, he learned to utilize sound waves. He came up with a system which uses sound waves to trigger the right and left hemisphere synchronization of the brain. This technique can be modified for learning, health, exploring, etc. The Omni article said he had a week-long course in the foothills of Virginia. I was fascinated by this article, called the office, and found out there was an opening for the course. This course is called Gateways. I arrived at the site of the course and was captivated by the beauty of the place. The site was in the mountains. There were a few houses in the property. The foundation owned a good chunk of land. We were oriented on days of what to be. They took away our watches, so we had no idea what time it was. This is no ordinary course. Most courses I know are a lecture. This course was based upon experience. At the Institute, our actual living quarters was our laboratory. Each bed had its own individual unit. There were headphones with a microphone, which I'll tell about later. There was a curtain which closed off the bed so no light could come in. Each unit was totally self-contained. At the first meeting, they told us a schedule. We would get up in the morning, shower, and then play a series of tapes. After each tape, we would go to a conference room and talk about our experience. We would do this throughout the day. We would have lunch and breaks throughout the day. Day 1 started. We learned about Focus 10. The step was about how to put your body asleep at the same time keep our mind awake. The tapes were incredibly produced. We put on these headphones, lie down on our bed, and have these incredible experiences. Day after day, the experiences would build on each other. I remember some experience being completely taken out of my body and being bathed in light. There were talks with angels. I call the Monroe Institute the Disneyland of spirituality. It was amazing to go to a place and see modern scientific equipment being used for self-discovery. So many of these tapes were for our own self-discovery. I remember in some tapes I could hardly walk afterwards. I was quite shy and didn't talk too much about my experiences. I would recommend this program to anybody. During our course, we had a doctor, minister, computer programmers, housewives, and people from all walks of life. It was definitely worth it. Robert Monroe is definitely an amazing man. He's definitely on the cutting edge of technology. Intro. This is Richard Fletcher, Monday, October something, second day of the Gateway program. I would like to say at this point, I'm diving deeper and discovering more of myself, and I'm very impressed by the whole operation that is happening around here. Energy bar tool. My experience was building the energy bar was going to take some time to get into in order to develop it. It wasn't too hard to construct. My experience was very simple. I kind of drifted to sleep. I wasn't there for the whole time, but I had some powerful connections beforehand to see this energy bar could take me to another dimension. It could take me to the other side. It definitely has endless possibilities for what this bar can be used for. I can use this bar as a beacon to attract my guides, or to use it to protect me from other things. It looks like a versatile tool. I just need to develop more and more usage of it. Freeform 10. This tape was Freeform 10. My experience was using the energy bar and trying to see and trying to feel how I could actually use it in a practical form. I used this energy bar to create a vibration inside of me that was vibrating faster, 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 and faster. I then used the energy bar to go up and down my body. I used it like a laser to take away all the negative energy and impurities from my body. I would then take it into my brain and subconscious. From there, it turned my dark subconscious into light. From there, I had the ability to be more conscious. Then I used the energy bar to create swirling effects around my body. This would create a much more intense kind of energy. I put this energy bar in my third eye. I was experiencing an inner dimension. Liftoff. This is the liftoff tape. This tape, I found myself I lifted myself through the roof, through the clouds, past the moon. I lifted myself and then lowered myself down. I was putting together the kinesiology of actual lifting off. Introduction to Focus 12. Before the tape even began, I was just completely sailing inside. I was totally just accepting myself. I was trying to accept my hesitations. Hesitations is your friend. Just go inside and enjoy the experience just like a child. In the Focus 12 state is such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful state. It is a state of freedom, of joy, and of happiness. It was an expanded state of awareness. I was experiencing this state just like a child. A child just accepts and accepts. This is the place I want to be all the time, the place of acceptance. If the hesitation is there, accept it just like a friend. It's okay. I don't have to control any kind of experience. All I have to do is ride on that energy, just ride on that joy, just ride on that beauty, and ride on that light. All I have to do is let the experience come to me on its own accord. I know what I'm looking for, and I know it's happening moment by moment. It will open up to me in its prime moment. In the meantime, I will just enjoy each experience that comes to me. I'm putting my attention on what is coming my way. I'm not being directed towards one aspect of what I think is supposed to happen, but just to have an open mind. Focus 12 is such a beautiful state. I've been there many, many times before. Problem solving. This tape is called problem solving. My problem that I was trying to solve was the question, how can I practically leave my body consciously? I had this one vision walking down the stairs from the Gateway program, from upstairs to downstairs. And then an answer came to me that I'm learning the tools. Don't really worry about it. Everything will simply come to you. It's just a matter of relaxing into that experience and just accept it. It will come in due time. Most of all, just be patient. It will come. There are means. This is not a supernatural thing. If you practice, it will happen. It will manifest. This was the question I put out, and I waited, and this was the answer that I got. I'm just learning how to more visualize and to see images and to accept images. There's something for me to learn from these images. In the past, I would ignore them, but I know not to look at them. I now know to look at them and to embrace them. Free Flow 12. The name of this tape is Free Flow 12. My main objective was to explore this state of consciousness. I just let go and just enjoy this state of consciousness. It's very beautiful, that experience I had. I was just bathing in the light of experiencing that beautiful vibration inside. I was just riding that wave and riding that energy inside. I saw a picture of a person named Catherine who was there. I was just experiencing her inner beauty and her happiness. I was just experiencing a very simple friendship. It was very beautiful and very simple. I just rode with that experience and was open to various nonverbal communication experiences. I have the ability inside of me. It's there and it's latent, and I have experience with my brother. Overall, it's a very simple, beautiful experience. It was beautiful to see the potential that is there. I'm very happy with this place. I'm very happy to partake in this program, just to relax and swim and socialize. I feel I'm really establishing a stronger connection inside. Free movement. The name of this tape is Free Movement. There are different positions to leave the body. The first one was the most powerful. I feel with this technique I can master it with some practice. It's a very powerful way to explore different worlds and dimensions inside of myself. The next thing was lifting myself up from a string lying down and lifting myself up at a 45-degree angle. This is very powerful. All in all, I can see the glimpse that I can experience the freedom that I want. I see that it's happening. In the long road, I will definitely have that experience. 5 questions. There's the tape called 5 Questions. The first question is, who am I? My last lifetime, I realized I was a student of Ramakrishna, a famous Indian saint in the 1800s. My name was N. I wrote the Gospel of Ramakrishna. That's what I read, the autobiography of a yogi, completely identified with Yogananda. Yogananda would come and see me as a child. My next question is, what is my purpose here? My purpose here on earth is to expand, become completely one with the Lord, and to express His knowledge and love. Also to establish the kind of communication a human being can have with his Creator. The message that I was told to do was keep on trucking, keep on going, and I will be led to areas I never knew existed. This workshop that I'm doing is something I wanted to do for a long time. All my dreams and aspirations are coming true. This tape was delightful just to go deeper and deeper into this experience. Nonverbal communication. I just can't believe it. This tape is nonverbal communication. I just got totally taken away. I saw all these incredible things, lights coming on my navel, blooming to a lotus blossom, a Christmas tree with Lord Jesus on it. The next thing I knew, around this table were people from outer space sitting around. They were just talking to me, and there was such a feeling of love, energy, emotion, excitement, and joy. My whole body was sweating, and tears of joy were streaming down my face. Now I know what the experience at NBC is. It's such an incredible place and experience. This is the type of communication that human beings are meant to have. I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm just totally 100% fulfilled. I just can't believe this. This form of communication is so beautiful. Just to see and feel the kind of communication that we can have. Just pure love being transferred. Introduction to Focus 15. This tape was the introduction to Focus 15. My experience of this time was to sense and experience a state of no time. There was a tremendous void, a tremendous light inside of me. By being with this light, it is possible to travel to any time zone, past, present, and future. It's wonderful to know that through this experience, I can learn to do so. I can slowly just ease myself into this consciousness. It's incredible to know that there's a place that is beyond time. There is so much energy that was hard to get used to. Free Flow 15. This tape was Free Flow 15. I experienced a beautiful love with Kathy. I experienced a beautiful connection between us. I just completely want to dive into that experience. I know I've met her before, but I don't remember where. See Maledict experience. My daughter was there, and her daughter was there. We were all playing and laughing together. It was so much fun. We were all experiencing so much joy and happiness. No tape experience. This was the no tape experience. This was like all the rest of the tapes. I brought myself into 10, then 12, then 15. All the states I experienced in an inner NBC communication. I just rode this inner wave that keep on getting faster and faster and faster. I found myself in the various states of consciousness. It was so easy to just go right through them. When I reached the 15th state, I just explored that state. It was so beautiful to be in this place where there's no time, just love, light, and happiness. We don't need these tapes. They're just like training wheels on a bicycle. It's nice to know there's a technique that we can use to experience this. The silence is wonderful and beautiful. I'm very happy to know that I can incorporate this into my life. It's all happening. What incredible love that exists inside. It's so natural and beautiful. Communication point 15. Communication point 15. I went to a state and asked for any kind of messages. The messages I received were in the form of NBC, verbal communication. My first message was a picture of Kathy. The next picture was an image of a dove, which gave me peace. Then I was brought up and saw the image of Sri Maharaji. My whole feeling was sensing, discovering that there's a communication in this state. Is where communication can occur between your guides and teachers. They can, in this state, teach you and communicate with you. They communicate not so much with words, but with images. They can transmit their experiences through images. I just need to learn more and more about this. I'm very hopeful about communicating with my guides. No name tape. Before this tape started, they played Amazing Grace. I couldn't believe what was going on. Miraji was there in his crown and glory. It brought me back where I was 15 years ago. It was very emotional and I cried a lot. Just to experience the joy inside. Amazing grace. This life is truly amazing. It really is glorious. I then kind of drifted off. When I came back, I was surrounded by swans. I really tried to do the tape, but with some of the techniques I couldn't quite understand. The main thing I wanted to emphasize was an amazing grace. It truly is amazing. Amazing beyond words. That is the main thing I wanted to communicate. Relation Galaxy. The name of this tape was Relation Galaxy. At this point I was supposed to put on my headphones. I was just totally God. I went to this place, the center of the universe. At the center was this incredible power of love. The primordial energy for this universe. It was beyond words to explain, to experience the unity of the universe being supported by this primordial vibration. I saw in this state swans and a beautiful lotus flower that was blooming and blooming. There exists in this place all the great masters. There exists that divine light, the light of God, which exists everywhere. This is such a wonderful place to be. I was experiencing my body like an astronaut experiencing the various G-forces. My whole body was totally contorted. I'm still not out of that place. I just want to live there and dwell there. 5 messages. The name of this message was 5 messages. The 5th message was had something to do in December. There's a mission that I'm getting prepared for. I moved from Miami to California with Catherine in December. My 4th one was that I should be good friends with Kathy. The number 1 message was devotion to the Lord. I should be an example of this. The Lord wants love. Number 2 was that everything I ever desired will come true. All my dreams will be satisfied. Another purpose that came to me was to love everybody I encounter. I should be an example, accepting people of who they are and love them without condition. I should be a simple messenger of the Lord. I don't remember the other one. Vibe Flow. This tape was called Vibe Flow. This is a real nice tape. Robert Monroe just increased the frequency level. I just got in tune with that frequency level. I just went higher and higher and higher. Shh. I was totally absorbed in that energy. Half that experience was traveling at the speed of light. It's like being in a rocket going faster than warp speed. It was traveling at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second. Next on the tape was music from this session. I forgot to turn off the tape. I was completely blown away. I was in total bliss. This music just brings me back to that state. I was in total awe. There was a laughter in the background. The rest of the people were discussing their experiences. Side 2. During this music, I was seeing a picture of Sri Maharaji's father. I saw an image of Sri Maharaji holding Maharaji. I had an NVC experience of going into a dream and coming out and realizing this was an NVC experience. I just wanted to go back inside for a few more minutes. I could very easily just leave and never come back. Long pause. 15 to 20. The name of this tape was 15 to 20. I felt I was resonating with the colors green and purple. It'll take me time to slowly know what this experience means. Slowly, I will begin to understand all this. Long pause. Music is playing in the background. 1-1 patterning. This tape is called 1-1 patterning. I kind of zoned out of this tape. I just have to have something in my mind, hold it, and repeat it every single day, and will come true. By putting my subconscious over time, it will come to existence. I am incorporating everything in my life. The main key is to utilize these tools in my life. I am the director of my life. I am in charge of maintaining and expressing my emotions. At the same time, I just enjoyed the feeling of love that was all around. I had such a peaceful rest. I forgot to turn off the tape. Long periods of silence. Freeform 21. The name of this tape is Freeform 21. I just got totally taken inside of me. I just really enjoyed the experience inside of myself. The joy and peace were overflowing. All my guides and teachers were there. Once again, I forgot to turn off the tape. Freeform 15. My experience on Freeform 15 was completely wonderful. I went to such a deep place inside. I had this wonderful experience that happened there. Catherine was there, and we're just beings of light. There was this big heart that surrounded us. We were just one in that heart. Out of that heart, our souls just merged. From the light came from my third eye and Catherine's third eye. It was like two laser beams of light and love merging into our bodies. We just totally became one. It was like a sexual experience, but it didn't contain sexual energy. It was just pure love. We were both totally fulfilled in that love, in that joy, in that happiness. I was inside of her and she was just riding the wave of love. Both of us were in tune and in synchronization and experienced the oneness of each other. Coming from her breast was this liquid light which I was drinking. Each drop tasted like nectar. I was completely intoxicated. At one point her daughter appeared, my daughter appeared, and we all hugged each other. We were all laughing and dancing and singing. It was just like a family of love, beings of love. Another point after this self-expression, Catherine just laid on top of me. I just totally melded into her. We just exchanged the beautiful love that existed between us. Both of us were totally saturated in that love. We were both in tune with each other. It was such a wonderful feeling. I feel I've known her for a while. I don't know where. Somehow there's a connection between Catherine, myself, and Sri Maharaji. I haven't figured it out. I just have these feelings that something beautiful and simple is manifesting in my life. I'm open to it. Later on, in one of my tapes, I received a message that on Thanksgiving, my daughter and I should go and visit Catherine and her child in Virginia. We should just go and play and have fun. Introduction to Focus 21. The introduction to Focus 21 was completely a mind-blowing experience. As soon as I put on my headphones, I was tuned into that light. I was completely submerged in that light inside. I was just totally taken over. I was flying with a whole group of swans. There was this beautiful lake where thousands of lotus flowers were just blooming and blooming. I went through the various states of consciousness. I went from 10 to 12 to 15 to all the different colors. At 21, a marvelous thing happened. Bob was there, Robert Monroe, and he was just shining. He was his joyful self. He just looked up to me smiling and gave me the thumbs up sign. He said, "Go for it and enjoy that experience." There was so much love and communication between us. I recognized him and he recognized me. Both of us know that this is an incredible journey, the ultimate journey. Once he said that, I was completely ready to accept and experience that wonderful light of my existence. I then went to a place where I experienced a life that was supreme love and intelligence. Every single cell of my existence was filled with this intelligence. I was just one and bathing in that light and joy. I was just flying like a swan. I was just flying like that beautiful bird. That swan is free. I felt like my soul was free. My soul was just singing in that joy and happiness inside. I was just one. It was so wonderful. Freeform 21. One of the most amazing tape experiences was Freeform 21. I don't think there's any words to describe what happened there. For the moment I put on my headphones, throughout the entire process, I was riding the waves of ecstasy and joy. Technically, Bob Moreau was a genius to develop that tape. The sound that he was emitting were the sounds and frequencies that reside inside. It was completely a marvelous experience. I was completely experiencing the oneness of joy. I had these visions of Catherine. She would just smile at me and just drift off. Once again, I would dive deeper and deeper into that experience inside. I would go deeper and deeper into that light. My whole body was like an astronaut experiencing the G-force. I was experiencing how powerful and incredible the energy is. This energy touches my whole molecular structure, and even beyond that, it reaches the soul and the very essence of life. I felt so wonderful that everything is on track in my life. I have a vision, a quest, and it's happening. All my dreams are coming true on all levels. One experience that I want to express, I went to bed on the last night of the program about 12 o'clock. I was kind of tired. I just needed to go inside and experience that inner beauty. I drifted off to sleep and was just in that place of love. I was in a nice deep sleep. Around 3 o'clock in the morning, I was woke up with a bang. I automatically just woke up. Something inside of me told me to go take a shower and go see Catherine. I did this. I was kind of hesitant. What am I doing? I just had this faith and intuition to do this. I went up to Catherine's room and very quietly walked into her room. I opened up her curtain and very slowly touched her. She looked at me and she couldn't tell. She was in a state of shock herself. She thought at first I was a ghost. All she could see was my head because my rest of the body was behind the curtain. She looked at me and said, "Is that you or is it a ghost?" I reassured her that yes, it was me. I just climbed into bed with her and just held her the rest of the night. We just exchanged the feeling of love that we had. We just caressed each other and loved each other. It was such a warm inner exchange of love. It wasn't a sexual energy. It was like the energy of love, of satisfaction, and of joy. It was a wonderful experience. At times I would find myself snoring. My body was asleep, but I was wide awake. I was such in a beautiful state inside. I was completely surrounded by love. That's all these beautiful swans completely surrounded us. They were protecting us and saying everything is a-okay. Everything is going to plan. Just relax and enjoy each other. At one point, when Catherine was drifting off to sleep, I saw one of my gods named Running Water. I saw his face and saw he was an Indian. At one point we were brothers. We were once in a state of laughing and playing and interacting with the forces of nature. It was such a beautiful connection. I remember coming out of a dream state and all of a sudden, bam, there he was. We talked to each other for some time. He was the eternal brave. He was forceful, powerful, and full of love. That consciousness lies inside of me. I felt so wonderful the whole night. What a wonderful way to end the week.
Yeah, this is Richard Fletcher, and this is Monday, October something, and on the second day of the Gateway program, and I'd like to say that up to this point, I'm diving deeper and discovering more of myself, and I'm very impressed by the whole operation that is happening around here. And this Gateway program. Thanks. This is the energy bar tool, and my experience was building the energy bar. Was going to take some time to get into it. When you develop it, and this is not a tool you can actually use it for. It wasn't too hard to construct. It was a very, actually my experience was very, very simple. I kind of drifted to sleep. I kind of wasn't there the whole time. But I definitely had some powerful connections beforehand, was seeing that this energy bar could take me to another dimension, could take me to the other side. It's definitely got endless possibilities of what the bar can be used for. Definitely through this bar, I think I can probably use it as a beacon from now on to attract guides, or to attract other people who can protect me from other things. They're probably all in one versatile tool. And I just need to develop more and more usage of it and see exactly where I can actually implement and what way, what form it can be reused. And that's the end of that. Okay, stay force 3, 4, 10 in my experience was that I was using the energy bar. I was trying to see and trying to feel how I can actually use it in kind of practical form. Can I use it? And I use it in many different ways. One, I use the energy bar to create a vibration inside of it, create a vibration, a frequency. I increased it and make it move after faster and faster and faster and faster. The other thing that I suppose I use the energy bar by going up and down my body is using it as a laser to take away all the negative energy, all the negativity in my body. Then into my brain, into my subconscious, and there it turned darkness, unconscious, into light, into more consciousness. I can be aware and change myself. Then I use the energy bar grateful swirling effects around my body. Just swirling around me. Creating intense energy. I let the energy fall in my third eye. I dove into it. Just experiencing a place. Actually, not a place, but to know that the end of the reach of experience of the dimension. And let's see what else I basically, I see this my own potential to see how I can use how I can create it. My club. This is the lift-off tape, and in this tape what I experienced, simply lifted myself up on top of the roof into a cloud, and then I lifted myself up past, around the area past the moon. And it was more of a visualization exercise than an actual lift-off. But I visualized each step of the process, lifting myself up and lowering myself down. And mostly I visualize it by seeing inside and actually trying to put myself in that place and being in that place inside. Trying to see and feel and put together the kinesiologies of actually lifting off. Okay, that's it. Introduction to Focus 12. And before the tea began, I was already just completely just sailing inside. What I tried to do was just this time, for a long time, just totally accept myself on the hesitations, and that's what I meditated, just trying to be there. Just to accept that self. Just accept that thing. The hesitation is my friend. And then I just go inside and just enjoy, just like a child. And in the Focus 12 state was such an incredible, beautiful state. State of freedom and joy and happiness and being expanded and just being there and enjoying it like a child. Like a child that just accepts and accepts. And that's the place that I see from here on out that I want to be, just to accept. And the hesitation is there, just accept it as my friend, say it's okay. I don't have to control any kind of experience. All I have to do is simply ride on that experience. Just ride on that joy. Just ride on that beauty. Ride on that light. Just have that experience completely just come to me without its own accord. I know what I'm looking for, and I know that it's happening moment by moment, and it will open up to me at this prime moment. And in the meantime, I am just to look at that joy and and focused well. It's a beautiful state. I've been there many times before, and many times. And this tape was called Problem Solving, and my problem I'm trying to solve was a question. I want to know how can I practically leave my body consciously at will. And I had one vision of walking down the stairs, or the gate broken from upstairs to downstairs. And then the consciousness to my question aside, another answers that I found were that it would say that I'm being prepared, I'm learning the tools, don't really worry about it, but simply everything will come to you. Just as a matter of relaxing into that experience and accepting it, that it will come in its time. And most of all, just be patient, and it will come. These are means. It's not a supernatural thing, and some not others. But if you practice it, it will happen. It will manifest. And this was an experience that basically I put out, and I waited, and I came back. And I'm just learning now to more visualize and to see images and to accept images and to see that there's something for me to learn from them, something to learn from images, things that maybe in the past I would ignore. Now I have the opportunity to actually focus and perceive. And the name of this tape was Free Flow 12, and my main point, my main object was really to explore this state of consciousness, really to just let go and simply enjoy, to experience what this place could take me. And it's a very beautiful experience that I had of just completely just being in the light and just experiencing that incredible vibration inside. It's simply just riding with the wave and just riding with the energy and being with it and seeing the many, many forms inside. And I saw a picture of a person here named Kathy who was here, and just experiencing her inner beauty and her happiness, and just very simple friendship. And it's just very, very beautiful, very simple. And I just wrote that experience and experiencing and being opened up to various NPC's communication. Because I know I have the ability inside, it's there, it's latent individual experience with my brother. And overall, just a very simple, beautiful experience of just being open and experiencing just the potential that lies there. And I'm very happy right here, very happy in this place, very happy just to have the opportunity to be at this program, to really relax and to swim and to go and have fun and be with people and be with myself and really establish that connection inside, that foundation. The name of this tape was The Movement, and this tape, there are different positions of how to link the body. And the first one, actually was very most powerful, was doing the long route. I tried that several times, and I feel definitely practice a very powerful way to go and explore different worlds and different dimensions inside myself, inside this universe. Practice And the next thing was lifting myself up from the street, bored, laying down to stand up at 45 degrees. It was very powerful. And all in all, so I would see and glimpse that, yes, I can experience that freedom of all directions, but freedom of flowing and warm down this book. And I see that it's alive, it is happening. The long road that I'm feeling, because I feel myself slowly, gently getting stopped with no other due time. Just turn around and just slowly turn, float away, and just experience one weird feeling about this body. Just experience that joy and freedom. Okay, this is a tape called 5 Questions. And the first question was, who am I? And my last past lifetime, and I realized that I was a devotee of Ramakrishna, and my name was N. And I guess I wrote the Gospel of Ramakrishna. And that's why one time when I was a kid, I read the book Hardwired as a yogi, and I identified with Yogananda. Yogananda would often come and see me as a child. And I guess some question about what was my purpose here? My purpose here on earth is to expand and to become completely one with my Lord, and to express His knowledge, His love, and acknowledge the type of communication that a human being can have with his Creator and in all the glorious manifestations. And when it came to what my purpose is, my purpose was really to do that. And let me see what the message was. The message they told me to do was to just keep on trucking, essentially, just keep on going and expanding, and really open myself, and they will lead me to areas. And this workshop that I'm doing, I dreamed this a long time ago, this family manifesting, and all those dreams that I have, aspirations, are really going to come true, and they are coming true. And this was delightful, really beautiful, just to go and go and go. And the question was, who am I? And I just was, this is NPC, and I just got totally just completely taken away. I just saw all these incredible things, like this light coming out of my navel, blooming double blossom, a Christmas tree with Jesus on it. Next thing I know, it's around this table with some kind of people from outer space, and they're just talking to me, and just so much feeling of just love and energy and emotion and excitement and joy, and my body just sweating and just tears in my eyes, and I'm just joyous. So now I know what NPC was, and I had that time again. And it's such an incredible place, incredible experience. To know that's the type of communication that's happening. Oh, I just started to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I'm just totally 100% communication, the way communication is so beautiful. So beautiful. Just to feel and see what type of communication we get to have. Just pure love being transmitted. Yes, this tape was the introduction to 15. And my experience of this tape was brought to a point where I can really said that it was, you know, there's a tremendous void, tremendous light, where everything light in it, and that was inside of myself. And I just saw to do that, being in it, always being in it. So-called time zone, it's possible to travel to any time zone that one desires. And it's that place that you have experienced that before. It's wonderful to know how to just slowly just ease yourself into that consciousness. Mission is things that I want to do. And listen, you're seeing that state. Absolutely wonderful to know, to experience that. There is a playfulness that is beyond. I've heard about it before, but I've never actually experienced it. It is a beautiful way. It's being free, beyond time. Just beyond time. I can see also people in the channel have a hard time talking because there's so much energy, so much. They have a hard time getting used to it. This experience